It's that time for another episode live of the Jim Masters Show, Entertainment Lifestyle Celebrity Talk Show series. I'm your host, Jim Masters. Good to have you with us. Busy day today. We just had the stars of Land of the Lost on the show just about an hour ago. Wesley Ure and Kathy Coleman. If you didn't see that episode, it's archived on our YouTube channel, Jim Masters TV. We had an awesome conversation, and we are so excited and stoked here at JMS and Lovety Hall to welcome back a favorite of ours here and a big fan and supporter of the Jim Masters Show Live series. Our friend Rodney Allen Rippy is joining us here. We're so excited. We're going to be talking about some really, really cool things. And of course, his epic career, but he's also immersed in so many humanitarian and philanthropic efforts. He gives back to the community, and he just is a rock star on so many different levels. Of course, you remember him from so many phenomenal television and film related epic performances. Of course, he was on Blazing Saddles with Mel Brooks. How cool was that? Of course, he was on an episode of The Odd Couple. And that's just the short list of the many things that our iconic guest, who is returning for a second visit to the Jim Masters Show Live. He didn't get enough of the Lovety last time. He said, I want back. We have him back for you here on the show, and we are so excited. First, I want to take you back in time a little bit to a spot you may remember. He was the spokesperson, former child star, actor. He's a media mogul too, TV personality, director, producer, media executive. He's got his phenomenal foundation. He's got some exciting things that he wants to share here exclusively on the Jim Masters Show that are coming up that you can be a part of as well. But let's take you back in time here at the Jim Masters Show Live series to a time when, oh boy, Jack in the Box, those juicy hamburgers. Do you remember the kid that was in all those spots? Rodney Allen Rippy.
Hi, I'm Rodney Allen Rippy. There's a lot of things you can eat at Jack in the Box. This is a Jack steak sandwich, and these are pretty delicious too. And this is a taco. This is an onion ring. There might be 10,000 things at Jack in the Box. Pack up the kids, crank up the car to Jack in the Box. Come as you like, come as you are to Jack in the Box.
How cool is that? And there he is. He even graced the pages of and the cover of Ebony magazine. And who can't not remember this? Take life a little easier. He actually has a copy of that. He's got some really cool things he's going to show us that he has in his studio, which is really, really cool. And yeah, I mean, there's a lot. Look at what we have there on the screen. There is a lot of incredible, iconic talent filling the screen there for you. Again, he's really a terrific guy, and he's got this amazing foundation. You know, he stayed true to form throughout his life, which I think is really great. As I mentioned, he was in Blazing Saddles, Mel Brooks, and an incredible cast in that iconic movie as well. And it's so many other shows and specials and a lot of other cool things. And he has his foundation, which I think is really special. We're going to tell you about the foundation. He's also involved in radio broadcasting. Yeah, radio station, a lot of other cool things you might not have realized. And of course, he has always had his own doll. How cool is that? He's got with him one that's sitting by him in the studio right now, where he is, again, from child star and actor to extraordinary director, producer, and media executive. It really is my pleasure to welcome back to the Jim Masters Show, live and direct from Los Angeles and Hollywood, California, to the Jim Masters Show. Rodney Allen Rippy's in the house. Rodney, welcome back, my friend.
Man, what an intro. Now that is an intro. I'm telling you.
I love that. Thank you very much, sir. Only the best on JMS, as we say. How have you been since we chatted on the last episode you were with us on?
I have been busy as a bee. I'm telling you, it has been, this year is in high gear. Being here in Southern California, we recently had the big scare that we go, oh, it's going to be this tornado that's going to come in, and everybody was pretty worried about that. But thank goodness, it wasn't as bad as we thought it would be. It thank God it kind of blew into Southern California and kept on trucking. So I was like, whoo. But yeah, little rain and of course we could always use the extra water. So thank goodness for that.
Yes.
But
Yes.
overall, things have been great, man. I'm pretty surprised that so many things are going on, and for some strange reason, all at once. I'm like, could we have spread this out a little bit? But everything is
Isn't it
just like,
amazing? Yeah, it
yeah.
comes
I
at you
mean,
all
it's
at once.
cranking.
Yeah. But you've had that experience. You've been involved in so many things in your life, all the way from childhood all the way up. It's pretty cool. And you seem to be able to take it in stride and run with it and make the best of whatever comes your way, which is very inspiring for others, Rodney.
Well, I appreciate that, Jim. And you having built your show up into an international and just following it, and it takes time. I mean, people think that you can build things and it just happens overnight. I tell people the reason why I don't stress out, I'm like, is people come to me and why don't you have this and why did you do that? And I'm just like, look, this industry is a beast, and it takes a lot of time, great connections, the right type of projects and things like that. And it's just people, places, and things, takes time.
It really is. To go back in
Yep.
time for the folks who are joining us maybe for the first time, how did you first get into the acting world? What was the first introduction, and what was that experience like for you? Because you were omnipresent everywhere. I remember seeing
Yeah.
all of it. We were just talking about, we had Wesley Ure and Kathy Coleman
Mhm.
from Land of the Lost on
Yeah.
just moments ago. And you were on the Jack in the Box commercials that probably ran all throughout that show and so many
Yeah.
others. What was the entree into that world for you early on, Rodney?
There really wasn't. I was a little boy living in beautiful Long Beach, California. My heart always goes out to my wonderful Long Beach natives down there. And it was just a thing that I was a little boy in a normal everyday family. My mom was a housewife, and one day I was watching the Little Rascals and I'm laughing hysterically and watching the Little Rascals that every little kid, did. And my mom comes in and says, "What's so funny?" And I point at the TV, and my mom says, "What, you think you could do that? You think you could be on TV?" And at 3 years old, I said, "Yeah, mama, sure." And she's like, "No, really, you wouldn't be afraid of all the cameras and the lights and the people?" I'm like, "Nope." So my mom goes over to the Yellow Pages in 1972 and starts calling people. And there were agents and talent managers in the Yellow Pages, believe it or not. And as it would turn out, my brother, Kenneth Wayne, my sister, Beverly Lee, myself, we were all signed up with one of the top agents in Hollywood. And my sister, she ended up actually, she was the first one in the family to work in Hollywood. She worked and did a little Banquet's fried chicken, a frozen fruit
Oh, yes.
product. She did a
Yeah.
commercial. My brother, he went out for the Coca-Cola audition, the famous one. "I like to teach the world to
World to
sing."
sing.
Perfect harmony. And then I was the baby of the bunch. And believe it or not, the phone rings and it's my agent, and it's Dorothy. And she's like, "We got an audition for Rodney. It's for Jack in the Box, the fast food chain." And so I go out. It was a huge casting. There were over 100 kids called out for it. And believe it or not, I literally stuck it. I stuck the audition the first time going in. They gave me a call back the next day, and they said, "That's it. He's our guy." And I was very, very fortunate to have landed one of the greatest commercial campaigns of my life thus far. 14-year run. I have an award on my wall from the Academy of Television Arts and Science for having one of the greatest commercials in the past 50 years. Yep, there's the burger shot. And it just turns out that, what can you say? It was a real blessing to have that opportunity. We were just a middle-class family living on the west side of Long Beach. And, I still got friends still his dad. Just talked to one of my west side buddies, Jeff Walker. Shout out to Jeff Walker. And, we were just little kids that grew up in the neighborhood. And but I've told so many stories about funny things that happened because the word got out that Rodney Allen Rippy lives at that house. And so
Yes, his
people would
house, yeah.
literally come down the street and look for me. And they're like, there he is. And I'm sitting in the front yard playing. And my mom was always freaked out, thinking that somebody was going to kidnap me and all this other stuff. But thank God nothing horrific like that happened. But honestly, it was a dream come true. There's nothing that I would ever take away from the opportunity, the moment. That's the shot there. That's the very first American Music Awards. That was the night I met Dick Clark on the red carpet. As I came in, Dick sees me and my mom, and he says, "Oh my goodness, you look like a miniature Michael Jackson." And as you can see in the shot,
Actually, yes, I always thought that.
And Ricky Siegel to my right or left, he looked like a miniature Donny Osmond. He had his beautiful hair like Donny. And so this was the genius of production of the master producer, Dick Clark. He goes, told the production, when Donnie and Michael go out to do the nominee, have them take Rodney and Ricky. So we were here, they're miniatures. And when we walked on the stage, everyone died laughing. And the best part was Dick Clark told the production, stick the nominee in Rodney's pocket and let him read it. And so the only problem was I was too young to read. And so was Ricky. So when it got time to do, and the nominee is, and I whip this thing out and I open it up and I'm like, oh my goodness, what is this word? And everybody's waiting, the production, and everybody just dies laughing because I couldn't read the word carpenters. And so, so if you really want to see the how this whole thing played out, and this is real, just go to YouTube, type in Rodney Allen Rippy and put Michael, and that's how it was listed. So, and it comes up with me and Michael Jackson and Donny Osmond and Ricky. And Ricky is still a dear pal of mine. I got to hook you up with him. You need to interview him because he's a phenomenal guy. Just went on, had a beautiful family, and is doing so many great things in the community. Just a dynamite guy. Ricky Siegel, shout out to you. My brother in entertainment. Yep.
Ricky, you are welcome to stop by Levity Hall, Jim Master Show, anytime, my friend. And Mr. Rodney knows how to make those things happen.
Not a problem. Ain't but a phone call.
What was it like being on the cover of Ebony?
Well, for me, Ebony magazine was an amazing thing. Being an African-American family, this magazine was the staple in many African-American homes all across the country. And when the opportunity came for me to do the cover, that was big. I mean, for my family, for my community, and just for fans and people. And the way that thing played out, from the Jack in the Box commercial, things just took off. I mean, it was on fire. I mean, between the doll and the album and merchandising. And so these are things, and yes, that's a shot of the doll. Many people, I'll have to show you. I'll share with you.
Wait till you see the treasure trove of things he has for us. Look at this, folks.
Look at that. Rodney Allen Rippy doll right there, still in the box, never opened. This was a wonderful gift from a dear friend of mine. A little bit of action there, but that's my doll. So, and this
instead of a Jack in the Box, you got Rodney in the box.
That's right. And the best part of this is that was a opportunity for Mattel Toy, one of the biggest toy manufacturers in the world, the number one, basically. And at the time, Mattel Toy had a little controversy. And what happened was there was a thing, and somebody asked, why are there not any black dolls? And someone in corporate, someone made a boo-boo and made a comment that, there's no market for black dolls. Oh, Nelly. that was a problem. And so the firestorm started. And what happened was they decided, hold it. Okay, hold it. Calm down, everybody. Are there any black toy manufacturers out there that could present, and let's see if we could work a deal? Well, this was called Operation Bootstrap. Get it? Pull yourself up by the straps, get in the game, however you want to call it. So turns out a wonderful group here called Shadana Toys. They actually, Shandana Toys actually won the bid and produced thus the Rodney Allen Rippy doll. Not only my doll, they did the JJ Jimmy Walker doll, the Flip Wilson doll, the Red Fox doll. And so all of these iconic figures, I'm so honored to have even been in that number with these guys and people and entertainment people. And so the relationship was spawned. The dolls were produced. It was kind of a cross marketing type of thing, and it just blew up. And the dolls are collectible. That doll is like $500. So folks, if you want one in the box, you might have to look for it. That was like 5 big ones, and a big shout out to a dear friend of mine who gave me that for a Christmas present last year. And I'm stoked. You know, every once in a while I'll do autograph signings, and there's a big autograph signing coming up. They want me to be a part of the Black Business Expo. Wants me to come, and they're going to do this celebrity ring and people like that. So I'm going to be there. But the wild thing is, when you're there, people come to you with memorabilia that you don't have. Thus, a copy of an 8-track tape of my album. And I'm like, this guy came up with this. And I was like, honestly, I didn't even know I had an 8-track tape. And I was like, and I thought, like, come on, guy, did you make this thing up? And he's like, no, that's an original, and gave it to me. I was like, I nearly cried. I'm serious. I was like, you're going to give this to me? I was like, dude, I don't even have this in my collection. So thus, the album, the Rodney Allen Rippy album. And this actually was released by Bell Records. I don't know if anybody remembers old Bell. Remember good old Bell? There you go, Bell Records. Well, it's now Sony. Sony gobbled them up. That's a big hungry monster there, Sony. So I'm honored to say Sony has re-released my kids' album worldwide on Amazon Music, and you can download it. A lot of parents don't have wholesome music for their kids to listen to. There's a whole lot of rump shaking going on, and kids don't need to listen to the rump shaker. Maybe later in life, or maybe not at all. But the whole point is, seriously, if you have children, grandchildren, hey, I welcome you. Please have at it. Go by Take Life a Little Easier. It's really, bubble gum and lollipops and butterflies and all that good stuff for kids. And I'm just happy that, and honored that Sony Music re-released it and put it out there and made it available for families, because I did get a lot of calls about it. And they said, Rodney, where can we get it? And we want it for our children. And I used to have it. And so it's the collectible things that come up like that. And I'm just happy. I'm just happy to be part of this machine that's still running 52 years later. So thank God.
Here's somebody that we got a lot of folks, the viewers are lovities and new folks watching from all around the world. We welcome everybody. Jim Masters and Rodney Allen Rippy are here in the house. And wow, this is terrific. Dominic says, hey, Rodney, there's a clip of you, Mama Cass, and singer Sly Stone on the Mike Douglas show. Do you remember appearing on that show? Dominic D, thank you very much. And thanks for your super chat there as well. We love that. Nice to welcome you to the Jim Masters Show. Do you remember that episode of the Mike Douglas Show? Yes, I do.
Just like it was yesterday. I mean, believe it or not, some people have solid memories. Thank God. I remember the very first day. I remember the day my mom was talking to me at 3 years old, talking to me about this whole thing. Do you want to get involved and get try your shot at Hollywood? And I remember these things. I remember meeting Red Fox. I remember being on the set with Mel Brooks and Cleavon Little and everybody. And I mean, I remember this stuff just like it was yesterday. Thank
Were you
goodness,
in awe of these people, or because you what like say, being on the set of Blazing Saddles, you had a task at hand to do, but were you in awe of these people, these giants?
I was a kid and I was in awe of the production. I'm like, there's horses and sets, and we're out in the middle of nowhere I mean, they really made this thing look like you're out in the Wild West. I think we're out in like Simi Valley or something like that. But the beauty of it is, I knew early on, yep, there's a shot. And the thing is, and I was actually playing Cleavon Little as a little boy. And so that was when Gene Wilder, well, after he had captured Gene Wilder and he had him in jail, Gene asked Cleavon, said, well, tell me about yourself. And he goes, no, you go first. And you go first. No. And he goes, well, way back in Western times when my family was crossing the plane, so he goes back, and I had the honor of playing the sheriff as a little boy. So, and wow. He was such a handsome, just superstar. And the fact that Mel Brooks, and shout out to Mel, I bumped into Mel a number of years ago, and I was able to see him. I hadn't seen him since Blazing Saddles. And when I introduced myself to him, he literally grabbed me and gave me a kiss on the cheek. He goes, look at you. You look great. And I'm like, you look great. And it was just amazing. We were actually at the Grammy Museum, and they were re-honoring him, Mel Brooks, and for the 2,000-year-old man, Mel Brooks and Carl Reiner. And let me tell you something. When you talk about masters of comedy, those guys started that thing that they do back and forth, pinging, just impromptu, funny, gut busting funny. And just to be able to see that live, if you ever get a chance to see Mel Brooks anywhere, you got to go see him. The guy is a genius. He really is. But that was, it's been a great honor to be around those type of legends. And like you said, Mike Douglas, Dinah Shore, Merv Griffin, did the Carson show. Now, this is when I knew then as a child that this was big. Every night, my dad would watch the Carson show. When the call came in for me to do the Carson show, my dad said, I'm going to that. My dad normally was kind of laid back. He was only, he'd let my mom take me and take, my brother and sister. But at some point, my brother and sister decided, Mom, we just don't like it. The lights, the makeup, just let Rodney do it. We'll support Rodney. And my mom was like, look, she was really like pulling for everyone to be in it. My brother, my sister. But for whatever reason, they decided that it just wasn't their knack. And for me, it was just a natural thing. I fell into, the industry, and I just had a blast. I really did.
What was it like?
And I'm still having a blast.
Oh, that's the key to it all, and because you love it. What was it like being on the Johnny Carson show, on the Tonight Show? I mean, that's always, that exposure for so many people was very important, major, and incredible.
Legendary. I mean, I knew that being on the Carson show was major because, like I said, my dad watched Carson every single night. That's how my dad, at the end of the night, after dinner, he would watch the Carson show and go to bed. And my dad is a hardworking man. Thank God he's 89 years old. I love you, Dad. God bless you. He's doing great, hanging in there. And
what's his first name?
Fred.
Hey, Fred.
Dear Dad. That's right. Yeah.
Blessings to Fred. And you created a great boy here.
Oh, man. Well, you know what? I'm not half the man that he is. Seriously.
Wow. I hope he hears that. Make sure you show him this episode. Yeah. That's a beautiful thing to say about a father. I would say the same about mine. Yeah. If you're lucky to have, which is what we were talking about before, how were you able, through all of this exposure, and there you are in Hollywood, TV commercials, Blazing
Yeah,
Saddles, a movie, an appearance on The Odd Couple, Jack in the Box, and many other things. Those are just things that stand out, but
yep,
many other things. How did you remain stable, sane, composed to the best of your ability with all of those trappings, temptations, and everything around you? Because a lot of times, as we've seen, unfortunately, the excitement of it all overrides people and
sure.
takes them down a path that's not necessarily the best for them. How have you been able to keep that train on the track as best as you can through the years, Rodney? What was the secret? Was it the loving family and support of the
Of course.
family?
Well, I was just a little kid, like I said, living in Long Beach, California. My dad was a hardworking man. It was funny. I'm in the throes of this. I got this album going. I'm on the cover of Ebony magazine, and my dad's a trash man for the city of Long Beach, retired from the city of Long Beach in sanitation. And so I came from a very normal family. I came from a family of love. I came from a family of an awareness of something much bigger than me, much bigger than my mom and dad and the household. There was always a godly awareness that there was something much bigger than all the lights and Hollywood, all that stuff. So growing up, as a kid, here's another little fun little thing. Check this out. I just picked this up. I had to grab this Rodney Allen Rippy puzzle, still in the box. And and I'll tell you why.
How cool is that?
This is my puzzle, Rodney Allen Rippy puzzle, right there. And so the whole thing is, when all of this merchandising, the doll, and all this stuff was going on, my mom was watching very close. And my mom told me, she said, Rodney, don't let this go to your head. And I was like, I'm a little kid, dude. I'm like 5 years old. My mom said, don't let this go to your head. She said, Rodney, the moment that you start thinking that you are somebody, she said, these people will hate you and turn away.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So I was like, man,
Great
I was
advice early on.
So I knew that this was business. I knew that this was show business. My mom talked to me, and I'm telling you, when I had these TV shows, and like you said, $6 Million Man and Police Story and Dr. Welby MD and Vegas with Robert Urey, all these great shows. My mom was there, and she had a virtual pin to pop my balloon if it ever started to get out of shape. And I never had to worry about that, because literally I knew at the age of 3.5, this is show business. My mom said, my mom would whisper to me, she'd say, sweetheart, you see all these people standing around, you see all these lights and these cameras. She said, sweetheart, it costs a lot of money for this stuff to be going on. She said, baby, just do your job. Don't worry about nothing else. These people got their job. You got your job. Just do your job. That's all you got to do. And she'd give me a kiss on the cheek. She'd pat down my afro. That's why I had that beautiful fro. That was my mama, because she was always, She would tease that baby and get that. And thus to this day, I still got my fro going. Anyway, but that was my mother. That's the afro. Thank you very much. And that was my dear mom, but she was always on the set next to me. And whenever there was makeup touch up, camera change, lighting change, mom would come over and she would give me pointers. She'd say, you're doing a great job. She said, they're happy with you. Just keep doing what you're doing. Give me a kiss on the cheek. She'd fade back in the set somewhere. So I always knew my mom was there. She was looking. She was watching. And a lot of times people, and I know that there have been some pretty terrible things that have happened to young children in the entertainment industry. My mom was like this, watching. My mom was a hawk. I was her baby. I wasn't getting out of eyesight of her. She wasn't going to, just take Rodney. And she's over here partying and having a good time. Oh no, 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 no. My mom was old school. I was her little chicken. she she was the master hen. No problem. Never lost a chicken. You know, that was the whole thing. So mom, the whole thing is, and I took that very seriously. Not only that, but having the love and support from my brother and sister, you know, because when I started working, they just kind of went back to being normal kids and going to school and stuff like that. But it was always a support thing. They supported me. I was telling, matter of fact, I'm getting into my autobiography now, which I'm writing.
Oh,
And
fantastic.
yes, sir.
Congratulations.
Yes, sir. Writing my autobiography. And I'm going to pin it. I've had a lot of people say, Rodney, let me be your ghostwriter. Nah, I'm going to take the time.
To do
I'm
it.
going to write this. I'm going to own it. I'm going to do it. And I want to tell the story from my perspective. But
Cool.
when I would travel, anywhere I would go, you know, as a little boy, people would want to give me things. They would want to give me gifts. And I remember getting a gift one time, and I had a kind of sad look on my face, or I was thinking, and they were like, "You don't like it, Rodney? You don't like the toy we gave you?" And I said, "Well, I don't have one for my brother and sister." And they were like, "Ooh." And so everywhere I went, whatever I got, my agent, Dorothy Deotis, God bless you, Dorothy, the greatest child agent in Hollywood. She's since passed on, and she's probably managing kids in heaven. Turns out Dorothy told every production, anything we did, anywhere I went, Dorothy would pull people to the side and say, "Hey, are you planning on giving Rodney anything?" "Oh yeah, we were going to give him whatever it is. You better give him 3." And I would come home with 3 of everything. So whatever I got, my brother and sister got one. I'm happy. And, you know, it kind of kept the party going. So everybody was happy. And again, Dad, you know, God bless him, he held down the fort, and me and Mom was doing a lot of traveling, not only domestically, but internationally. You know, I had the opportunity to go perform my album in London, England. And that's where I met I didn't get a chance to meet. We were supposed to meet the Queen, God rest her soul. She passed away too. But I was on the grounds at Buckingham Palace as a little kid, running around in the garden. This huge press corps. And the Queen was supposed to come out and greet me. And something happened in government, Parliament, something funky happened. And she sent this guy out with this top hat. And he was a butler from the mansion. And he was like, "On behalf of the Queen, we are profusely sorry. The Queen sends her most heartfelt apologies that she is unable to come greet you today." And so anyway, needless to say, I didn't get a chance to meet the Queen, but we did see changing of the guards and all of that in the palace. And so we were able to get around, me and my mom. And for my mom, being a country girl from North Carolina, she was just stoked. And the cool thing about it was, if you can find any historical pictures of me, I always had some pretty dapper threads. You know, I was always, you know, looking good. That was my mom. My mom, she thought it was the funniest thing to sit there on the sewing machine, and she made these outfits for me. So whenever I would step out on a red carpet, my mom was my tailor.
Wow.
And people would freak out. I mean, I had this little blue jean outfit with rhinestones down the sleeves and bell bottoms, and I looked like a little rock star. That was my mom. She decided to hook up me a blue jean outfit with rhinestones, and I looked like rhinestone little cowboy, but it was awesome.
How cool is that, huh?
Yeah.
Wow. That's what you call a loving, devoted mother.
Always. Always, you know.
Yeah, that's incredible. Yeah, it's really amazing when you think about it. Television, film, stage, music. You've really touched upon all of the areas within this very crazy and competitive and unpredictable, but fabulous industry, these industries that we're in. It's amazing to be able to do that. And some people, they only get a chance to, you know, step their foot into one area. You've really have had the opportunity, even commercials. You've had an opportunity to be in all these great areas.
Yeah. Well, no one knew that these things would just kind of transpire like that. But, I had a great team of people around me, and until this very day, I'm always building, I'm always developing, I'm connected to people. And it's funny how things, as we were talking before we came on, it's just how things just have been coming and falling into my lap. So I'm excited about some of the things that are current and things to come.
Tell us about this amazing and beautiful foundation that you have, Rippy Foundation Incorporated. This is something quite special and near and dear to your heart. Tell us about it, Rodney.
Yeah, the Rippy Foundation. This is something that I'm making my move on, and I've been involved in a lot of wonderful organizations: Muscular Dystrophy, American Cancer Society, Special Olympics. I can go on and on and on. All of the different nonprofits and foundations and things that I've been a part of. But I started thinking about doing something where I can actually have a part. I can actually impact. And that's where the Rippy Foundation, and it's all about changing one life, one situation at a time. And my motto is going to be speed to services. I want to be able to be the fastest deliverer of resources and help when people are in need. And that's for at-risk youth, senior citizens, our veterans. I mean, these are some of the most vulnerable people, going, and people need to have some real serious access to resources, support, information. And so I'm very happy. I really haven't even officially opened my doors yet. And I just recently placed my first homeless veteran and got him from being homeless and actually got him into some great housing. And big shout out to a wonderful organization, US Vets. If you hadn't supported them, please support them, and then come back around and support the Rippy Foundation, because I'm going to be out there in the trenches doing some great things. I'm really, really excited. Just recently met a gentleman by the name of Kenny Bennings through a wonderful friend of mine, Don Ward, and he is with Placentia, California, and he is with the Heritage Foundation Committee. This is the 58th year that they've been doing this parade, and they honor veterans. But this year, we're on the 50th anniversary of the homecoming of Vietnam veterans. And I'm so excited to be a part of this. This is going to be big. Jim, you're welcome to be there. We're going to need a huge press corps. We're tentatively pray for us, support us, help us. We're trying to put together the first ever true homecoming heroes welcome for our Vietnam veterans in the city of Placentia. We are expecting and hoping for, every year they do this event, they pull in 20,000 people on their event, year after year. This year, we're trying to take it up. We're trying to take it to 100,000. We want the Vietnam veterans to come. I personally reached out to the Vietnam Veterans Association of America. I want to get them involved. I reached out to oh my goodness, Gary. I always kill his last name. Gary the singer. Oh goodness, Gary. It'll come to me. And
you want to phone a friend?
Yeah, phone a friend. Yeah, exactly. Well, gosh, what is his name?
From what?
He has the Gary Sinise.
Oh, Sinise, yeah.
Gary Sinise reached out to
Well,
Gary
that name
Sinise.
isn't as easy as Smith.
Yes, exactly. Gary Sinise Band. We're hoping to be able to get the Lieutenant Dan Band to come. I'm looking at trying to coordinate some global news coverage for this. I'm putting it out there. We're hoping to get the commander-in-chief, get the president here to be able to speak and welcome home all of the Vietnam veterans, because when they came home, it was marred in controversy. People were upset. Some people were for, some people were against, and it really spoiled the homecoming for these brave men and women who put it on the line. I mean, I was talking to Don Ward. He's a Vietnam vet, and the truth is, it was an ugly war. It was ugly, hand-to-hand combat. We don't even want to talk about it because it's just too heavy. And so with that, we're looking at coordinating a Vietnam homecoming, Vietnam veteran welcome home party parade. We want the biggest sponsors in the nation to get behind this. If you believe in our military, our Vietnam veterans, and you want to honor them, we want to have 100,000 people waving flags, and we want to be able to bring these veterans down the parade route so people can honor. Can you imagine being, some of these veterans are 70, 80 years old, and they never received their hero's welcome? Can you imagine? This is the time. If it doesn't happen now for some, they may never ever get it. So we're hoping that we can get this. And I'm working with a great man out of Washington D.C., Gerald Bennett. He's with HUD. He's with HUD STEM Innovation Networks. He works with the White House, and it's all about. And he's also the president of the West Point Society out of Richmond. So we are really deep in the throes of helping our veterans. There shouldn't be one homeless veteran. Veterans deserve the best of mental health. Everything that they need, that should come first for our veterans. I really believe that. And of course, there's so much need across the board where they need to be repurposed. They need, some of our veterans need better training, job opportunities. So these are some of the things that the Rippy Foundation is going to do. We're really planning to march forward, link up with great resources, and just be a conduit for information and services for those in need. That's right, the Rippy Foundation.
There's a lot of other things that you're doing too, which is quite exciting. The Celebrity Shootout 2023. Tell us about that.
Well, cool. I'm looking at bringing the biggest celebrities from music, entertainment, and sports, and have them drag race for charity. And I'm really excited about this. This is just a pitch package. I'm reaching out to Anheuser-Busch, because actually Anheuser-Busch, they are at the venue. I'm wanting to put this thing up at the Pomona Fairplex here. It's a beautiful facility here in Southern California. And I want the celebrities. So just picture Jay Leno going up against Tim Allen. How many people would want to see Tim Allen and Jay Leno battle? And we're going to open this thing up to all the celebrities. We're going to bring people together. Hey, Hulk Hogan, he's a car guy. Nick Jonas, he's a car guy. And, keep going. We got all of these celebrities. Do you know how many celebrities are car collectors? We're going to have a celebrity car show. So I'm going to invite all the celebrities to, hey, bring your car. The people can gawk. Hey, big shout out to my man, Post Malone. He's doing his thing for Budweiser. And so hopefully we can get, Post Malone to do a little bit. But hey, shout out to Snoop Dogg, Warren G. Oh man, look at all the people. Caitlyn Jenner. Hey, who would like to see Caitlyn Jenner go up against let me see, who could
Machine Gun Kelly?
Yeah, Machine Gun Kelly. We got Machine Gun. See, all of these
Axl
people,
Rose. Yeah.
These are my wish list. So you're kind of looking at, and this is my package. This is Rippy Enterprises pitch package there. Rick Ross, Dana White. Hey, who would like to see Rihanna race Kim Kardashian? They both have Lamborghinis.
That would be,
And imagine, but here's the best part. The Celebrity Shootout is going to have an app. And my boy, Adam Sandler, I love you, Adam. We did Dickie Roberts, former child star together. That was an Adam Sandler, David Spade film. Love both you guys. You guys are both welcome. Come on out. Ben Affleck, come on out. Let's have some fun. And the goal is there's going to actually be an app. This is going to be streamed worldwide. So people at home watching can do donor bets. So you could say, I have a budget of $100. that I'm going to give to the Rippy Foundation. But I'm going to give you some fun. You can actually have an app where you can actually donate portions of that, and you make a bet. Will Jay Leno actually outrun, Tim Allen? Let's see. I'm going to bet $5 on that. Well, the goal is we want people to get, to have that active engagement and to really get involved in the sport. And so I'm very excited about NHRA. I've spoke to some great people at NHRA. They love the idea. Fox Sports, they're the main broadcaster for this. And this is right here. If you stop right there, this is just an image to show you the star power. These people have millions and millions of people in social media. So just imagine if Rihanna or one of these other wonderful celebrities or sport athletes or other icons said, hey, I'm going to be on the celebrity shootout. I've got to raise so-and-so. Vote for me because we're raising funds for the Rippy Foundation and I'm going to take them out. So, this is the whole type of thing where it's interactive, and we are so excited about this. I predict that within 10 seconds of each race, I'm going to raise millions of dollars for outreach for, again, at-risk youth, senior citizens. We're doing everything we can for STEM and vocational education. Big shout out to Budweiser. I had a little Budweiser. I just let them know I was
the lemonade too.
Yeah, lemonade Bud. Yeah, I had to try that. And so big shout out to them. And again, the reason why, and because from a marketing standpoint, the venue, the Pomona Fairplex, they have a exclusivity deal with Budweiser, Anheuser-Busch. So I'm saying, hey, listen, I want to do it at the venue. We have a huge sponsorship possibility. Let's have some fun. And so the celebrity shootout is something that I'm putting together. If it doesn't happen 2023, I'm not happy, but 2024, so sometimes it takes a little time, but you never know. So stay tuned. Jim Masters will tell everybody about it. So celebrity shootout. And, but yeah, I do want to have some real fun with that. And again, I'm really excited because the Rippy Foundation, we also have put together something called SCALE, Senior Citizen Appreciation Luncheon Events.
On Veterans Day too, right?
Yeah. And think about this. All across America, senior citizens sit in homes. And a lot of times people are unaware that when the holidays roll around, they're caught up, it could be New Year's, it could be Christmas, it could be Thanksgiving. And a lot of times, sadly, people are so caught up in their own family, they forget about their parents. So the Rippy Foundation, we want to take entertainment into the care facilities. We want to get these senior citizens out at venues and different things. And hey, if the family's a little bit busy, don't worry. Grandma, grandpa, they're going to be partying with Rippy Foundation. We'll be out having fun, doing different things. And so these are some of the things. We got a big event coming up November 11th, and trying to work a deal with the Golden Corral where the Rippy Foundation will be picking up lunch for senior citizens. And we have a venue in Ontario, California, one in Las Vegas, one in Gainesville, Wisconsin. And so all you have to do is go to the website. Actually, we have a beautiful music format, KJBM Radio. You can go to kjbmradio.com. And if you see the little Golden Corral logo, you can click on it and you can RSVP. And so I'm trying to get a head count because I have only 70 slots for every location. So it's 70 in Ontario, 70 in Vegas, 70 in Wisconsin, in Gainesville. And so as soon as we max out, we'll be, thanking the people. And we're going to make sure that there are certificates going to be given to the senior citizen. I'm going to hand sign certificates for all senior citizens who come through. And it's 60 and above, so 60 years old and above. And we also want to welcome our veterans so that they know that they are appreciated. And that's why we're doing it on November 11th. So these are some of the kind of projects and activations for the Rippy Foundation. and you can actually I will soon launch. The website is being put together, but if you got any donations, send them to Jim Master, and Jim will send them to me, and we'll send them. We'll take care of business around that. But yes, I would love to have your support, and definitely you can contact me through social media. I'm on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter and all that good stuff, Rodney Allen Rippy. And if you would like to, and this is actually an opportunity for the youth to get engaged with senior citizens. How many times have that little old lady or that little old man took care of you when you were growing up and maybe watched you when your parents were at work? Take that senior citizen out to lunch. And so we're looking at roughly, I don't know, maybe $40 a head. That's going to cover everything, taxes and tip for the waitresses and everything. But we want to be able to have people make donations. And then I'm going to coordinate these wonderful luncheons. And we're going to be playing music on site from KJBM Radio. So we're playing beautiful music. And I'm excited to say that we are one of the, if not the only radio station in the nation that's playing beautiful music. And that's music. Right. That's music from the 1920s to the 2000s. It's all instrumental. And there are big orchestras from all around the world. So we source the best beautiful music, and that's what's on our station.
Tell us about that. It's kind of cool because I've worked with a lot of folks in the industry. I talked about it. In that area, I worked for a beautiful music, easy listening station as an on-air personality. And we even have a Facebook group that focuses on it as well. Beautiful instrumentals and vocals. And it's quite a format. It was like the #1 format on radio for like 35 years in America. And people still have a real craving for it, to hear the maybe softer versions of very popular songs and standards. How did you get interested in the format and just this whole idea of having a radio station?
Well, honestly, a dear friend of mine, his name is Dan Pettigrew. Dan used to work at Clear Channel. And Dan, he worked at Clear Channel.
Which is now iHeart.
Yeah, iHeart. That's right.
iHeart.
And he always wanted to do something a little more gentler. And he and I, we put together a
the world
program.
Needs it now.
Yeah. And we put together a program called the Teen Day radio broadcast program, where we teach young people the mechanics of broadcast. So we've actually had kids go through, young kids, 12 years old, go through our program, and they go off to college and they go into communications. And actually one of our students came through, and actually when she got to college, became the radio station manager, took over. She had so much knowledge and experience. When she walked in and started asking questions of how she could volunteer, they were like, "Volunteer? You're the station manager." She was like, "Are you serious?" And she literally took over the radio station.
That's so cool.
And so, coordinating interviews. So the thing is, Dan, he worked in radio, and he says, "Rodney, this is a format that nobody's doing." And of course, there's a lot of, of course, we love R&B and everything and rock and everything.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But we are filling a gap because it's just not out there. And so we don't want to, when you're after watching the Jim Masters Show, go to KJBM Radio to listen to some of the best and beautiful music. So we are the home for beautiful music. And so that's what we're kind of cranking. And it's all about, growing the station, growing listenership, connecting with advertisers, of course. And if you want to, advertise to a baby boomer crowd, we got the format. So that's what's happening.
Cool. That is so cool. And you can hear it. It's online, right? Like you say, .com. Yep. So you can hear it around the world, which is cool. So you can sort of, as we used to say on one of the stations, smooth out the rough edges of your workday with KJBM Radio.
Man, we got to get you to do a promo, man. We got to get you to do
right?
a promo.
Yes. Easy listening. And
beautiful.
And making every day beautiful.
We need to market your Jim Masters Show too.
Always thinking, Mr.
Bravo,
Rippy.
bravo.
Always thinking,
That's
Mr.
my
Rippy.
guy there.
That's.
Yes.
Do you see any more television for you? Do you see sitcom, drama, more movies, more for you as the actor? Because you're a media executive. You've slid
Yes.
nicely into that area behind the scenes, making
Mhm.
things happen. But as the performer, do you see that
Yes.
still in the offing for you?
It is still in my blood. You know, once you become an actor, you never get away from it. There are so many great projects out there. How I would love to get out there. Matter of fact, I just remembered I have an audition. I have a submission I have to send in for tomorrow. I thank you for reminding me of that. And I'm hooked in with a dear friend of mine. Her name is Elaine Ballas. And Elaine just, she
Big friend,
released her
dear
book.
friend of ours and of our
Yeah,
show,
that's
Elaine. We
right.
love her.
Elaine
Hey,
Ballas.
Elaine. I'm sure
Hey,
she's
Elaine.
watching.
And so, yeah, Elaine, she's going to actually read the female part tonight as I do this submission
That's
thing.
cool.
And a lot of people, Jim, you've been in the industry a long time. A lot of people, actors are just kind of, post COVID, it's been tough because back in the day you would go and you would literally go in and you would audition in front of an agent. Now you have to do video submissions and send them in, and it's kind of a little cold
self
and
tapes. Yeah.
self tapes, and boy, it's just it's a strange.
Different.
Yeah,
You like going
quite
in and
different.
seeing the people, right? And the camaraderie.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that element of connectivity with the casting directors and people, and it's something about seeing a person audition live rather than tape, because if you so many times I've taped and you submit and you go, after you hit send and you send it in, you're sitting there going all night, you're going, well, I could have did this, I should have did this, I could have did this, I should have and just like,
Right.
ah!
Why did I wear that shirt? Or maybe I should have
why did I
bumped
wear
up
that
the
shirt?
lighting, or
Yeah. And the funny thing is, what people don't know, you're trying to put theater in the mind for this audition, and you're trying to get the perfect setting, the perfect sound. Hey, boy, it made Hollywood auditioning a whole lot more difficult. But we're still here. But to answer your question, yes, sir, I still want to act. I would love. I mean, there are some great things out there, and I've always, I try to stay prepared. From dramatic to comedic to whatever opportunities would present themselves, I'm always there.
Because you've done producing and directing and a lot of the behind the scenes as well. Do you like doing that? And do you like writing scripts as well? Do you have some that you're working on?
I do. Actually, I'm co-executive producer of the Country Soul Music Awards. That's coming up for 2024. This has been a long time, major project, long time coming, but we plan to honor the soulful side of country. That's people like Ronnie Millsap and Aaron Neville, and these people, they are country soul singers.
Yes.
And then you've got the new people, Kane Brown, you've got Reese Palmer, you got all of these really cool people. So we're looking at launching, me and my business partner, Marvin Spruill, we're going to launch a record label, and we're going to be aggregating country soul talent. So we're going to launch that genre into its proper place in the music world. And we've got some really great people. I mean, really great artists that we're dealing with. And we think they're going to make a mark. They're going to make a mark in the music industry. And so between that, I'm working with a colleague of mine, James Andrew. He's tailored to the stars. We've got something coming up. It's a military fashion show. So all military branches are going to be in. So a lot of people go military, but the purpose is, I'm around a lot of great people who really think. And he's a designer, and he's designing a line of clothing called Coat of Arms.
Oh, cool.
And what he wants to do, if there've been a military person injured in duty, maybe they've lost a arm or a leg, he's going to tailor the suit so that when you see them, you won't even know that they have, a prosthesis on, because the suits are going to be tailored for them. And we want to make, and females and men, and we want to make sure that these veterans continue, because once they are out of the military, that they can go on in civilian life, look great, and do more work and continue to add to America as they've already contributed.
Where do you think this comes from, this desire to want to inspire and empower and lift up others in the way that you do, Rodney? Because as somebody who's had a taste of Hollywood and television, film, stage, all of it, commercials, you could have just stayed in the glamour of all of that. But it sounds like early on, even as a kid, you had instilled in you these values and morals and ethics that still hold true today, where you really have a desire and need, and you must, it's in your DNA, to give back and lift people up. Where do you think that comes from within you, Rod?
Well, I appreciate that. And it really is just, it's not something that's trumped up. It's not a game. It's not a gimmick. I look at our world every day. I look at our world and I go, somebody's got to do this. And I'm like, we have gotten away from, saying thank you. We've gotten away from looking out for our fellow man. And I really think that all people, all races, all color, all creed, we need to stand up and we need to start talking about what is right. It is so sad. It is so sad, because I come from the media world too. I used to work at ABC 7, one of the number one stations here in Southern California. But the thing is, you see these headlines and I just sit there and I think, what would possess a person to do the things that they do? I mean, they get up.
They
literally get up in the morning, have a cup of coffee, and then at some point they're like, okay, today's the day. I'm gonna go out and just wreck my life. Or lose my life. And I'm thinking like, what is the purpose?
What is the link between that coffee in the morning and doing the act?
Disaster.
Right? That middle part. Right. I think that way too. Right.
Yeah.
Trying to figure it out.
Right. And so I look at these things. And so I always, I'm the first person. I'm not a very, outspoken person. Talk is cheap. It's time for action. It really is time for action for people to kind of go, okay, where's the missing link? And we need to get involved. We need to get involved in our community. We need to get involved in our schools, the education, the political, and I was talking to a colleague and we were talking about this. And I said, look, nonpartisan, dude, because the point about this is the United States of America. If we don't work together, we're going to be chewing on each other. And it's always going to be a bunch of nonsense. I go, we have to find that happy medium where everybody has respect for the other person, the other person's beliefs, and we can kind of work this thing out, and kind of get things, because we are really, we're in outer space right now. We're like, hey, let's reel it in a little bit, people. And for me, to answer your question, Jim, it came from my upbringing, because my dad was a no nonsense kind of person. I came from a household, and I tell people, I'm being very honest. Did we go to church every Sunday? No, we did not. But there was always this awareness between right and wrong. And my mom was always, and I saw examples of how my dad respected my mom, how my mom respected my dad, how they communicated in love. I've seen my mom and dad disagree about things, but it never was personal. It was funny. I remember one time my dad had given my mom some money to take care of something. And my mom took care of something more pressing. And my dad asked my mom, I was just kind of being a little kid walking through the kitchen. And my dad said, hey, did you take care of that? And she said, no, Fred, I had to pay the insurance. And he was like, but I told you to take care of such and such. And he said, Fred, I had to pay the insurance because that was more pressing. That could have waited. And my dad was like, but I told you. She goes, it ain't about what you told me. Fred, did you want the insurance to cancel? Did you been paying on? And he was like, okay. She's like, right. Funny story. I shouldn't tell you this story, but funny story.
You're at home amongst friends.
Funniest story. Again, another day, I'm walking through the kitchen, and Mom had been cleaning up, and she had a box sitting on the floor in the kitchen, and it was full of stuff. I don't know. She was cleaning and moving stuff. Dad comes home from work. He's tired. He's dirty, and he's just trying to. He opens the door. He doesn't even get in the door. And my mom says, "Hey, Fred, I need you to do me a favor." And he's like, "Yeah, hold on for a second. Let me go take a shower. I'll take care. Just give me a second. Hold, no, Fred, I need you to do this right now." He goes, No. Let me go take a shower. Let me go take a shower. And whatever it is, I promise I'll take care of it. And she goes, "No, I just need you to move this box." And my dad says, why can't you move it? And she said, "Fred, I put too many things in it. It's too heavy. I need you to move it." He says, "But why did you overload the box to the point where you couldn't take it?" And I'm this little kid, like watching this thing. And my mom says to him, because Fred, I was cleaning. I need you to take the box and put it in the garage. And my dad was like, "Well, why can't you do it?" And my mom's comment, and it's like a classic comment. She was like, "What do I look like? A forklift? That's your job. You get that box and put it out in the garage." And my dad was just like, he picks the box up and he proceeds to go out the door. And I was like, that was amazing. Mama got him to move the box. But the quote was, "What do I look like? A forklift." That was classic. I just beautiful communication. I loved it. I loved how they communicated. Anyway, needless to say.
And then your father started singing, "I feel the earth move under my feet."
Exactly, with the box. Exactly.
With the box.
I guess he decided that it was worth, just move the box, get it over with, and then go take a shower. And that's how it worked. And I was like, but I saw these type of things that went on, and it was always communication. And I think that what we need to do as people is communicate honestly. We need to speak from the heart, and we need to say, "Man, this hurts me. This really hurts me what you're saying. Can we come to the middle of the road here? Can you understand me a little bit better? I understand where you're coming from, but can you hear me? I'll listen to you. Can you listen to me? Can we agree that, well, yeah, you got some valid points and you got some valid points, and we both do. Okay, how do we work through this thing? How do we coexist? How do we get this thing happening?" That's where I'm at.
That's where you're at, which I think
that's
is
where I'm at, Jim.
That's a cool place to be, Rodney. It really is. It's a sensational place. It's a sweet spot, isn't it?
Well, it's, I've realized that, everybody's got an opinion about something, the way things should run, the way, but I'm like, common sense has to kick in here, because everybody is trying to go somewhere. We're all trying to accomplish something, but at the same time, at what cost? We cannot take advantage to benefit one group over another group, one party over another party. That's what, and I'm like, we as Americans, we got to get it together. Communication. Look, we got great formats like this, Jim Masters Show, radio shows, podcast shows, television shows. I mean, we've got so much, movies. We have so many ways to communicate a message. Let's communicate. Let's get back to talking. A lot of times, and seriously, a dear friend of mine, he has a curriculum about cell phones. He's trying to get youth to be more mindful of cell phone use. Big shout out to Bill Montgomery and the Hidden Pioneers. He's trying to, and he's an educator, and we're trying to push STEM education, opportunities from NASA and all these great things. But we're telling young kids, how long should you be on the phone? And a lot of times this is a handicap. This is a crutch. Jim, I hate to say this to you, Jim. How many phone numbers do you remember? All the wonderful fans out there, remember back in the day, you used to say, "Man, I got to call somebody." And you just pick up the phone and dial. Lord have mercy. I literally struggle with over 5 numbers. I'm like, oh my God, Rodney, is my mind getting weak? And see, but you heard what I said. Is my mind getting weak? Because we are dependent so much on technology and we crutch on this thing. And then if your phone dies, gets lost, people standing around going,
You
oh my
flip out.
God, how do I call somebody? I'm like,
Yeah.
man, I messed around one time and forgot a password. And I was in the middle of something and I needed to take care of some business. And I was like, this is terrible, Rodney. This is really, I was really upset at myself. And I'm going, dude, your brain power is getting weak. And I'm like, so every once in a while I do strange things. I'll write with my left hand. I'll do anything that I can to strengthen cognitive skills. If I
Good
need to
idea.
remember, if I need to remember something, I try to drill it in, man.
I tell you, that's what it's all about. And I think to be able to challenge yourself and keep connected and plugged in is so important, because we are living in a time where it's just press the easy button and that's it. You know, you don't even have to. I mean, you can have food. A drone can drop off a sandwich. Now I know there's some people that do like that, but just for me, if I can't now, if I'm ill or I'm a shut in or
Sure,
something where
sure.
that's actually of a great help. But
Mm-hmm.
if I'm able myself and healthy, and I'm either going to make the sandwich in the house or I'm going to go out and get the sandwich. It's
Right.
just and what's happening too is experiences.
Yeah.
Some experiences are sort of going away. It was,
Right.
a big experience to go to the mall and spend time shopping with the family and just the riding on the rides, getting the popcorn, doing whatever. Just
Hey,
these
let,
experiences are
let,
going away.
let me interrupt you. The sad thing about this is those beautiful experiences like you're talking about are being poisoned. You go into the mall now, and now, Lord have mercy, just couple last night they had some huge cattle herd of nuts. That's what I call them, cattle herd of nuts, going into the mall, taking things that don't belong to them. And that is a spiritual and moral breakdown that we are witnessing. And I'm sitting here watching this stuff and I'm going, you know, first of all, to take something that don't belong to you is just bad luck. That's number one. Number two, you're putting your life at risk because something you never know. Something could happen. You never know who there. You might be saying, well, I'm gonna take this Rodney Allen Rippy 8-track tape and try to run out of the store with it. And the next thing you know, that's the police standing right there. Now you're arrested. Your whole life is jacked up. You look stupid. And now you got to go to jail because you could have been. I guarantee you, half of the people who get arrested, they probably think, man, I sure wish I would have stayed home today. I sure wish I hadn't done. And
Mhm.
it's sad when you really think of people being incarcerated for such long years for stuff, a poor decision. And I'm like, let's not make poor decisions, people. Let's think these things through. Let's, and going back to our current situation, Hollywood, the strike. Is this good? Is it really good for the writers and the actors and the production people in these companies to be standing around with their arms like they don't understand communication? They need to sit down at the table. They need to be realistic. They need to be fair. And they need to start saying, yeah, we have been taking quite a bit. And as an actor, man, that is why so many actors grind. I mean, as actors, and
Oh, yeah.
you know the deal, Jim. I mean, I'm just being real. If you don't have a series regular role, if you haven't popped some huge movie, you better have something else cooking in the background. It's turning money because there are people who have a very wrong misconception of I'm going to Hollywood. I'm going to be a star. I'm
Oh,
like,
no, for
no,
sure. No.
no, no, no.
Yeah.
You
I've
will
heard
starve.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know?
Star. They don't. Yeah, the part they don't add in. I like that.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
star. There's
yeah.
people that are talking. They're in these big series on Netflix and what have you, and
Mhm.
they're making $600 doing it. It's not what people are thinking, right? Yeah.
Right, right, right. Hollywood has changed. The music industry has changed. You hear people all the time talking about a music streaming, and they say, "Oh, I had 500,000 streams, and my check was doop," and I'm like, "Really?" I was like, "So something isn't right. Something isn't quite. Yeah, we need to
Yeah,
kind of level the playing fields here because we
I
all
agree.
need to eat and survive. And again, some people go, I'm. Some people just need to come out and say, I'm greedy. So okay, thank you. Let's stop with the lies and stuff. Okay, so okay, you're greedy. How can we lessen the greed? Can we work this out a little bit?
Yeah.
And that's where it's at right now. And hopefully to all our writers and actors and for everybody, may we all be able to get through this strike and it really work out for the best for everyone. And I know it's not doesn't seem possible, but I think it could be a lot better than it is.
I agree with you on so many different levels, especially when you're thinking about the things that people these days just haphazardly say and do in
Mhm.
life when you see all the pushing and shoving in the malls, the stealing, the just all the stuff. And I agree. I'm saying the same thing. Taking something that's not yours, first of all, that's also going to cause prices to rise, and then people will
Right.
be complaining the prices. And also, the people who own the store, that's their livelihood. They're depending on you going
Mhm.
in to get that Rodney Allen Rippy 8-track tape. You know what I mean? They're depending on you to make the purchase so then
Right.
their staff and their owners and can
Mhm.
eat and feed their families. And people forget that. They think, oh, well, just because it's a store with a frame and building and maybe some beautiful landscaping, that they can just throw the money away. No, anytime that anything is taken or destroyed or whatever, there's a loss that is
Mhm.
immediate and a loss that gets passed forward.
Recoupment.
Yeah,
That
so
money's got to get recouped somehow.
I'm like
You're
you. I
right.
think there were similar spirits just in terms of always hoping for the best out of people, always trying to hope that people will kind of whatever do the right things definition is these days, but they'll stop and think even when they're online and they
Mhm.
are, doing their tweeting and whatever. We're living in such a land of retraction and apology. How
Right.
come they didn't think about that before they pressed enter or send?
There
And
you
then
go, brother.
people say stuff, and then when there's money involved or the public's involved and they don't like what the person said, then the person has to reframe what they said or retract
Mhm.
what they said, or the PR
You you
individual will clean it up. How
you
about
know,
just not
Jim,
saying it all?
you know what, Jim? The key thing about this is one thing that I really took away from being in the entertainment industry is how to be able to get through life, get through communication. And honestly, I tell a lot of people half of the time, or actually most of the time, I'm running my mouth on a 5-second delay and my brain on a 5-second advance. So I've heard people insult me, right? Say something really stupid. And I go, I heard that. And and I have time to process it. And I go, okay, Rodney, this person's trying to be funny. How do you smooth past this? And how do you deal with it? And I'm so I have to say I'm pretty crafty at that. And I've heard people say stuff I won't even no expression like I didn't hear you say it. Of course I'm acting. I heard it, and I'm like, and I just kind of I
Yeah,
just kind of weave my way through life, and I kind of sidestep stuff because I'm like,
I get it. Yeah,
it's not even worth my energy to be
right.
carrying this big stick and I'm gonna I'm gonna crack
Agreed.
anybody in the
Me
head.
too.
And the stick gets too heavy. I'm just like, I'd rather, and I think more people need to de-escalate instead of escalating.
That's the word.
And I understand a lot of times, a lot of people are really tired of certain things, and they think like, well, I'm going to give this person a piece of my mind. I'm like, did anybody ask you for a piece of your mind? And is your mind correct? Is your mind weak? What you're about to say, do you mean it? Or is it just emotion coming out of you? See? So I always try to ask myself before responding or doing anything bizarre, I say, Rodney, think about the consequences. Think about what you're about ready to say or do. And a lot of times, that's the one thing I think, having something in your heart, something in your spirit that is kind of like a guiding light. I think that's what we all need, because if you just try to go on autopilot, dude, autopilot don't work, because people are always out here trying to push your buttons. People are always pushing buttons, situation, life, experiences. I mean, ever since COVID, it's been a thing that, I've lost loved ones. I've seen people pass away, and I go, man, I'm like, I can't believe that this thing. And people say, well, it started here. Stop. I don't want to hear that. I'm trying to focus on how to avoid this thing
Here and now. Yeah.
And here and now, man, because I'm like, it's not going to bring that person back. But I'm thinking, like, how do we get back to normal? How do we get back to our center? How do we get back? Because, there's certain things that just seem really, it's almost like outer space and all of this galactic trash is flying around. We just need to get back on Earth. That's where we need to be.
I love that. Planet Earth. Because right now we are in the land of the lost.
Yeah.
You like
Literally,
that segue?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It really is interesting. And I love the fact that you have such a desire to empower people in the way that you do. I think it's very, very important to do that. And, you wouldn't do it if it wasn't something that was in your DNA, if it wasn't something that you felt compelled. I do the same thing. And that's why I love having you on, because we have these conversations like this. And even though we're in these industries where these lights are on us and maybe the attention comes in our way, it's what you do with it that makes the long lasting difference, right?
That's right. And I've always made my mind up to, my mom said to me a long time ago, she said, Rodney, don't embarrass us. I'm like, dang, I'm not doing anything. She's like, I know you're not. I just thought I'd tell you. And I was like, thanks for another monkey being on my back. I'm like, okay.
Carried that with you throughout, right? Yes.
With honor, I accept that. A lot of times people say like, well, I'm not a role model. You know what? To some degree, if you are out in the public eye, I don't care if you are a person, an educator, a brick mason, building houses, you are, in the spotlight, and people expect more of you. So you really have to, it's all about personal course correction. Nobody's perfect. Things happen. Life can kind of trip you up in certain aspects, but at the same time, we need to try better. We need to try more. I mean, just really make a concerted effort to say, you know what? Today I'm going to be better at this. I'm going to be better at that, or I'm going to kind of improve in these areas. That's what I try to do. I mean, you're constantly working at fine-tuning yourself, fine-tuning your thoughts, your speech, your beliefs, what you allow go into your ears, because what you listen to and what you take in oftentimes becomes part of you. And so, and Jim, you're a great guy. I mean, you're very positive as well. You're inspiring. You got a great show, well maintained, well produced, and you put your heart into it. I think that's what we have to do. We have to put our heart into it.
I appreciate those words, my friend. You as well, right back at you. Again, if you do what you love and love what you do, the rest sort of takes care of itself. And you and I have dabbled in so many different areas of these industries, and to be able to still be doing what we love, and to take it to levels of inspiring and you know, with all the flash and everything else that comes with it, just taking it to levels where we're bringing people together, I think is a really good thing. And to do it in the ways that we're able to do it, very special.
I had one more thing. I'm working with a dear friend of mine just a couple of nights ago. I'm doing a little documentary style shooting with the one and only LA Laker AC Green and a dear friend of mine, DeJuan Scott, two buddies of mine, and they're putting together something called Big Feats. And so and between AC Green, he's like a character called Mr. Green, and DeJuan Scott, believe it or not, which I'm going to put him on your show. Yeah. DeJuan was the guy. He was the second guy, but there was another gentleman that was on the show, Harry and the Hendersons. Remember Harry and the Hendersons?
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Well, there was a gentleman that was inside the costume. Sadly, he passed away, and there was an emergency. And so DeJuan Scott, who used to be an LA Laker, he's a big guy. He's like 6'9", and I'm 6'1", and I'm like, "Hey, DeJuan," and I'm talking. I have a neck ache.
You're looking up.
I'm talking to him. The whole thing. The whole to him and AC Green. I was like, "Wow!" And the whole thing is, they're putting together a concept where they're going to save all the mascots in the world. And Bigfoot, which Big Feats, it's because he's always doing these feats of help. You know, these feats, FEATS. So the whole thing is, we're working on a project, and a lot of fans and sports fans are out there cheering for their favorite team, but they don't know their mascot is near extinction. There's only over 3,000. I think there's only 3,000 tigers left in some areas. So DeJuan and AC are working on a project, and they want to bring awareness. So now the sports fans can get behind it, and they can get behind the cause of helping save, the animals around the world. Some of our most beautiful animals are very, they're endangered. And so, and a lot of times, and I was talking to another buddy, we got some endangered human beings too. You know what I mean? I love our little furry friends. I love all of them. But you know what? We got to take care of the people. We got to take care of the people too, because the people are going to feed the pets. So we got to take care of the people so that they can take care of the pets. See, that's what I'm thinking.
It's full circle. The whole thing is full circle, right?
Yep.
It's a 360. You have these wonderful events again that are coming up, which I think is really, really cool. Is this where they go to find out more right there?
Yeah, you can go to KJBM Radio. If you click on that will take you, you'll see a little logo on the front page. It'll say Golden Corral. Click on that. And if you're in Ontario, California, or if you can make it to Ontario, if you can make it to Las Vegas, or you can make it to Janesville, please click the little drop down, select the city that you're in, RSVP. I'm going to be sending, and literally, I will be your contact. I'll be sending, hey, thank you for RSVPing. And it's a lot of work that we're doing out here, but
it is,
we're having fun. I forgot. I got a pop. I was at an autograph convention. Look, they made a burger pop for me. Isn't that awesome? I have my own
so
pop.
Cool.
There's a wonderful couple came to me, and they designed this thing. And I was like, are you serious? And they gave it to me. The little guy has got a little burger. Isn't that cool? But the crazy thing is, the wife hand painted this thing and painted my t-shirt on like I wore in the commercial, and my little blue jeans, little t-shirt there. There you go. And they put a little burger in my hand. And again, pretty cool stuff. Anyway, the wonderful gifts that you get from wonderful people. I was like, oh my goodness.
I'm still stoked that I'm on the show is on the big screen at Rodney Allen Rippy's home and studio there.
Yeah, that's right,
it's
man.
Like being on the Times Square billboard.
Hey, man, let me tell you something. I should have that 80-inch back there. Next time I had to get that 80 for you.
Upgrade to the 80-inch.
Pray for me. I get that 80. I'm gonna have it. Yeah, that would be kind of juicy back there, actually. But anyway, yeah, Jim, I appreciate you. Also, everybody, remember Coat of Arms. Remember, that's going to be a fashion show. That's coming up November 9th, 2024. A lot of people don't realize, like you, Jim, you understand you got to project ahead. So we're already working on projects in 2024. That should be in Brea, California. It's going to be a big fashion show, bringing in some sport athletes and a lot of people who care about veterans. And so we're gonna honor our veterans, at-risk youth. I just want to, I'm excited about the Rippy Foundation
and the Veterans Day.
Celebrity Shootout. Yeah,
we
man.
We actually have before we wrap, we got a little promo that you sent, which is audio, but it's like a promo for Scala, right?
Yeah, this is it. Yeah.
Yes. Remind the audience again, or for folks tuning in late, what that's about.
If you're tuning in late, I'm actually working on a project called Scale, Senior Citizen Appreciation Luncheon Events, and where we're gonna do free lunches for 70 area, senior citizens, and that's going to take place. We're going to do 70 in Ontario, California, 70 in Las Vegas, 70 in Janesville, Wisconsin. We're really doing this as a pilot because we're hoping to build a relationship with Golden Corral. Woo, Golden Corral, great food, good price. And, senior citizens can go in there, get a great little salad and soup or whatever they want to have, get some great desserts. It's all inclusive. And so the Rippy Foundation, this is kind of like my first outreach program that I'm going to do to honor senior citizens. There it is, making a difference, one life, one situation at a time. That is my motto, the Rippy Foundation.org. Yeah, so we're going to try to get that rolling. Website will be up shortly, and but definitely if you go to KJBM Radio, you will actually, if you're listening to the station, you will actually hear this promo for the Scale program.
That is so cool. That is really great. That is so awesome.
Yeah,
you're something else. You're the best, my friend. And we have that promo here. So yeah, I'd be happy to play it. Let's get that loaded up and play it here. Here is that promo, courtesy of Rodney. Here on the Jim Masters Show.
Hi, I'm Rodney Allen Rippy. If you're in Southern California, Las Vegas, or Southern Wisconsin area, I'd like to personally invite you to my Scale Program's 2023 Autumn Appreciation Luncheon, Saturday, November 11th from 1 to 3 p.m. Seniors ages 60 and up can enjoy an all-you-can-eat lunch at Golden Corral while listening to the best of beautiful music on KJBM. It's our way of showing how much we care and appreciate everything you do. Visit kjbmradio.com to RSVP, presented by the Rippy Foundation, Inc. Hi, I'm Rodney Allen Rippy. If you're in Southern California, Las Vegas, or Southern Wisconsin area, I'd like to personally invite you to my Scale Program's 2023 Autumn Appreciation Luncheon, Saturday.
That is so great. Well, people probably wondering, how did he do that without moving his lips?
Yeah, actually, and that was produced right here in my home studio. Thank you.
Very
great little mic here and all that other good stuff. But between my colleague, and I really am so thankful, Dan, he's such a hard worker, creatively helping doing programming. He's actually in Las Vegas at our server, uploading more beautiful music. We're probably close to 5,000 songs in our archive.
That's cool.
And so library, we have the best of beautiful music. And after you watch the Jim Masters Show, when you're having dinner and having tea, make sure you go to KJBM Radio, the best of beautiful music. Your home for beautiful music right there. So
that's it.
And you'll probably hear that promo.
Yes, KJBMradio.com.
Yeah.
Really fantastic. It's so cool catching up with you since the last time. And we'll have to have you back even sooner and keep us abreast on all the great things you're doing, my friend. And a
Thank you,
real
Jim.
treat to have you here as always. And all, we've been showing some of the comments from our viewers. They've been loving
Mhm.
it. Jen Berry says you're a lovety. You were already a lovety the first time you joined us
Oh,
here. Jim Master Show lovety. And how cool is that, huh? To be a lovety
yeah.
again,
Good to
twice.
be a lovely.
It's
Yay.
good to
Good
be a
to,
lovety. And
yeah.
our dear mutual friend is watching here, and she's loving our conversation. Elaine Ballas
Mhm.
in the
Elaine,
house.
and everybody make
We love
sure,
Elaine.
really quick, Elaine has written a book called How to Write a Book Campy Lane Style. And I worked with her on the project. I'm honored to
Yeah.
say. And it's a book that would allow you to write your memoirs as you get older. There are certain things that you want to leave behind. And so you can write them in the book and you can pass them on to future generations. And so you could say, wow, grandma said this because it's in her handwriting. You can't go wrong with that. And it's just great for communications. And so, yeah, you can check her out. It's elaineballas.com. You can check out her
She's the
website.
best. Yeah,
She's
we love
ordering
her.
more books. She's sold out. Elaine has sold out of how to write a book Campy Lane style. So we'll get her some more copies. And so we're excited. Oh, one last thing. Working on, goodness gracious, I'm actually the host of a music show called Music Then, Now, and Forever.
Cool.
And that's right. And so we are going to be interviewing some of the biggest music icons from back in the day, then, now, and forever. And we want to, and it's really just a person. I'm the host of the show. I kind of got pulled in. There's a network that picked it up. So we're going to be doing interviews. I just interviewed Charles Wright, the guy that sang the song Express Yourself.
Yes.
There's another gentleman. Yeah. Billy Foster, who was actually he was actually he romantically tied to Etta James. So he gave me a great interview. So
nice.
Get ready for the documentary, because I'm doing two different things. One is Music Then, Now, and Forever. And then I've got a documentary series where we're going to be interviewing prominent people. I guess I'm the host and on that too. So
and writing the book.
And of course, my own autobiography coming soon.
Cool stuff. Great stuff, my friend. Yes, I love all of that. And as you do, continue to spread the word about the Jim Masters Show Live series. You know the vibe here and what we do with our Celebrity Talk Show series. We don't call these interviews. We call them really good, solid conversations with our light, love, and levity, or lovety as our viewers call it. And it's always a blessing and joy to have you stop by. We've followed you all since childhood, and here you are today, a stand-up guy doing your thing and inspiring others, and that's really inspiring to younger generations that are coming up as well too, my friends. So once again, as I always say, I hope you enjoyed the time with me as much as I absolutely have with you, Rodney.
Yes, sir. I've had a blast. Like I said, great show, great interview. I've been interviewed by a lot of people, and you're one of the best out there. Great show, man.
I appreciate that. You be well, and you take care, and thanks for all the time. And we're going to keep that porch light on for you, my friend. You're welcome back anytime. And I hope we get a chance to break bread soon. I'm, of course, here on the East Coast of the New York area. So if you're in this area, ring me up. If I'm out on a TV shoot on the West Coast, I was just on the West Coast. I was in Arizona and I was in Northern California, but I got to get down to where you guys are. We'll get together.
Oh, and I'll let you know, I got an independent film coming. I got to go to New Mexico, and I'll be shooting that soon. So once we get highlights, I'll share that with you. I'll give you the exclusive here on the Jim Masters Show. So that is an acting deal that's coming up. So
and we've got the graphic already ready, a JMS exclusive.
There it is. That's
it. And have fun working those lines tonight with Elaine.
Yes,
you're preparing. You got that audition coming up too, my friend. You know.
Yep. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed.
Fingers and toes crossed for you, Rodney. Thanks again for stopping by the show. Always a pleasure. Continued blessings, and let's stay in touch as we have, and we'll welcome you back again soon. Okay.
See you soon, Jim. Take care,
Spread the
all the fans
word.
out there. Bye. Keep the levity going.
Keep that levity going and spread the word about our show, my friend. If you know other folks that should pop on, let us know. They're all welcome. There we are on the big screen there. Next time it'll be 80-inch.
There you go. There you go. That's right.
Wow. We made it on the big time, Rodney. There we are on TV.
That's it. Take care, Jim.
You be well, my friend. Cheers to you.
Cheers, man. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Rodney Allen Rippy here on the Jim Masters Show, live entertainment lifestyle celebrity talk show series. What a cool conversation. We hit on so many different areas, so many topics, and we sort of picked up right where we left off as well, which I think was so great. He was with us before, and this was his return visit to Levity Hall and the Jim Masters Show live series. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, certainly let us know. Interact with us here at the Jim Masters Show live series. Leave a comment right underneath the episode on the YouTube channel. Even if you did it in our Levity Hall chat room, which we love seeing all those great comments, very busy in our Levity Hall chat room as it is on all the episodes. But leave a comment underneath, interact, let us know what you enjoyed about the show. We really appreciate Rodney stopping by. Of course, you guys remember him from so many great things, I'm sure, from your childhoods as well, and all these great things that he's done and continues to do all the way to back then. Remember? Great story about this, right? He shared a lot. And of course, his fabulous foundation and all the work that's happening there, the doll, Blazing Saddles, the music being re-released. And he does look like a young Michael Jackson, doesn't he? Absolutely. Talking about the great story about being on the cover of Ebony magazine. We touched, that was just scratching the surface of what this conversation was like, gang. If you enjoyed it, well, or if you came in late, say maybe you just caught us now, the last few minutes of the show, never worry, because we archive all the episodes on our YouTube channel, Jim Masters TV, for your viewing pleasure. Give this episode a like, leave a comment. And yeah, there's a big like, thumbs up button on the YouTube channel. There are all the episodes. Click that. And don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel. It doesn't cost anything to do that. You'll be a part of the lovely family here at the Jim Masters Show live series. So we really appreciate that. And again, one more time, Rodney Allen Rippy stopping by for a return visit. That's called Double Levity here on the Jim Masters Show live series. Wanted to let you know, too, earlier in the day, we had Kathy Coleman and Wesley Orr, stars of the iconic Sid Croft and Marty Croft series, Land of the Lost. They were with us earlier today. Phenomenal conversation from Palm Desert, California. Lots of laughs. Check that out. Tomorrow, we have the daughter of Lou Costello from Abbott and Costello, Chris Costello, joining us with author and comedian and film historian Nick Santamaria. Yeah, they're going to be with us tomorrow as well, which is really exciting. And we also have Teresa James, the phenomenal singer, joining us. We have 2 shows tomorrow. It's called Double Levity. And don't forget, we just did a wonderful special commemorating the life and remembering Bob Barker. Talk about television and entertainment and hosts. 50 years on television. We just lost him this weekend, and we did an amazing celebration and wonderful tribute episode that a lot of people are watching. It's archived on our YouTube channel, Jim Masters TV. Wink Martindale from Tic Tac Doe and Gambit and all the legendary shows, game shows. He was with us as a guest and several others. It was a very special episode. Check that out on our YouTube channel as well. There are over, well, just about almost 1,000 episodes that we have done of our series. I can't believe it. 1,000 episodes, just a few shy of that as of today. If you're watching this 6 months from now, then we're way beyond that. But just amazing to have done that in 3.5 years. 3.5 years. MASH was on CBS for 10 years, and they did like 230 episodes, as Loretta Swit told us when she was a guest. And you can see that episode too as well. Thank you, Kathleen. And thanks for the super chats, super emoji, super stickers. That helps support our series. You can always do that in the Levity Hall chat room. We appreciate those of you who have done that. Some really wonderful people supporting our series and supporting what we're doing. Taking a look at more of the comments that are in here as well. We really appreciate Dominic D. for the generosity in the super chat that you did as well. And we welcome Sue, new here, great channel, loves the channel. Dominic new as well, and everybody that's been here. Our faithful lovities joining us, and lots of new folks. Tommy Hoffman saying, great show, Jim. Thank you very much. And Sherry, thank you as well. A wonderful show. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. And Jen Barry in Pennsylvania, she loves all of this. Yeah, she wants some of our set. She wants those cushy plush things there. You want to take home pieces of the set, huh? Thank you, Elaine. We love you back as well. And say hi to Mika for us. Of course, Mika is our beautiful dog. Mika's been on the show. Oreo, her lovely dog and family member before, was with us. And Blue Monday stopped by. Maybe we'll have Blue Monday come back as well. If you didn't see that episode, it was hilarious. We love you all. Thanks for being with us. I am your host, Jim Masters. And we thank you for your time this time. Till next time, like, comment, subscribe, share, celebrate what we're doing here at JMS Levity Hall and Jim Masters Show. Around here again, we don't say goodbye. We say see you later. Ciao, cheers, slancha, avida zain, arrivederci, hasta la vista, shalom, hejda. Take care, be well, cheerio, and we'll catch you on the next episode of the Jim Masters Show live series. Lots of great guests coming up for you to enjoy and savor. Spread the word about our show too. Don't keep it a secret. We'll see you again soon. Cheers.